Got a job to do? Premier Equipment Rentals is your answer. Residential or industrial, we've got exactly what you need to get the job done. Whether it's a drill, trencher, bobcat, backhoe, or excavator, you can always count on Premier Equipment Rentals. And with our new extended hours, we're available when you need us. Check us out at 3217 Patton Way and 5001 Stein Road, or give us a call to find out more. Don't forget to ask about our weekend specials. Make your next project a breeze with Premier Equipment Rental.
We know home is where the heart is. That's why Bright House Networks works to make your home more enjoyable every day. Watch whatever you want on your time and find that perfect present. Share those special conversations. In a Bright House, it's all about delivering what your heart desires in the comfort of home.
Bright House Networks presents the Bright House Networks High School Football Game of the Week. Sponsored by Premier Equipment Rentals and Audio Visual Plus.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Bright House Network's exclusive coverage of the high school football game of the week. Week 10. In numerology, 10 is the perfect number. Could we have the perfect finish tonight for Liberty High School in league play, Brian? Last regular season game tonight in league. What a matchup. Liberty at Garces. First of all, let's talk about these Patriots. Hey, we covered these guys the first couple of weeks and a little shaky, and then pow, they turned things around quickly, and they have been a very dominating football team. The Liberty Patriots might wrap things up tonight as league champs.
Well, if they wrap things up, Vance, first of all, we understand that means they're going to be undefeated in the league. But to do that, they have to stay with what their strength is, and that's on their defense, anchored by Cody Temple in that D-line. Their defense has been their calling card for the last few seasons. There's no surprise again tonight. Offensively, they made some changes. Remember, they started off in the spread, Vance, and they went to a more conservative offense, but it went power with some power eye, and actually mixing it up and getting a better balance. Dylan Meadows has grown a lot since we first seen him, and they're on a roll. Can they continue that stingy defense and explosive offense tonight?
Peaking possibly right at the end of regular season play. We're on the grass at the historic Sam Tobias Field up here at Garces Memorial High School. What a season it has been for Garces Memorial High School varsity football team, both on the field and off the field. A much covered, much talked about story that this will be head coach David Finucchi's last season as the Garces head football coach. Let's talk about that in a second. But first, let's talk about football. These Garces Rams, they've been on a tear. We've covered a couple of games, and they've been 70 points almost. This is an offense that has been explosive. Their star quarterback, Blake Campbell, comes out. Anspaugh comes in. Grant Campbell, second in the city or the county with touchdowns. Something has to give tonight. Let's talk about Garces.
Well, Garces offensively is doing well. Even against BHS, they were able to move the ball and score some points, the only loss they've had in the league. Their offense is predicated off of Grant Campbell getting up the middle on that belly dive. He's been very good at hitting up that hole, making big runs, tough runs, and then down the goal line, he's been automatic in scoring. The key also for them is their two wingbacks, and Jalen Sykes, who I call 50, because last time we seen him, every time he touched the ball, 50 yards was a touchdown. And then Zach Puente. Zach Puente is a kid who's also very explosive, and he hasn't had the breakout game on TV, but every time you read about him next week, he scored or made big plays. He can catch the ball in the backfield, and he can run. They have to be very judicious in how they run and pass, because Anspaugh had shown some ability to throw the ball down the field, getting the big boy on the outside, Sumlin involved when last time we saw him, and with his speed, they could cause some problems tonight for Liberty. Defensively has been their key. They've not been consistent defensively throughout the year. They've had good halves and have not been able to sustain. Tonight they have to be very exemplary on defense and also opportunistic. Opportunistic meaning they'll take advantage of some fumbles they can get them. Absolutely. And then not break. Have to be a bend, don't break defense. And then it ties into what we talked about earlier in the season. One or two things are going to happen. This team is going to implode or surround around David, and we'll talk about that, and rally, and they've rallied.
All right, great coverage, Brian. Thank you on both teams. Let's talk about one of the center line stories tonight, and that's head coach David Finucchi in his last regular season home game as the head coach. We saw senior night tonight, all the seniors being introduced. This is one of those proverbial times that a team can rally around their coach in an emotional moment. Does that really work? Does that really happen?
Well, it depends. Obviously these kids feel good about David Finucchi for a lot of them because they have rallied around. They've bounced back since that information. They've only lost one game. But what I like about it is that David's saying, hey, we're going to focus on playing our football game. Don't worry about me. That's exactly what they've done. They just come out and played football. This will be his last regular season game as a Garces Ram coach. He's been a long-time player, been involved in the program pretty much his whole life. Can they go out with a title? That'd be nice to have for the Garces Rams.
League championship on the line tonight. It could be solely Liberties or it could tie, and both these guys share it together. For Brian Adams, I'm Vance Palm.
Don't forget the Drillers.
That's right. We'll talk about the Drillers a little bit later on. Brian, coming upstairs with me tonight on the Scissor Lift. Can't wait to cover Week 10, final week, regular season football, high school football game of the week, exclusively on Bright House Networks. Back in a moment with the kickoff. How can we forget the Drillers?
Got a job to do? Premier Equipment Rentals is your answer. Residential or industrial, we've got exactly what you need to get the job.
Adams, and it's taken at the 15-yard line. A nice start for Liberty High School. They're going to start in good field position at about the 33-yard line. And as we get underway here, again, a pleasure having everybody with us. Liberty High School will start on their own 34-yard line. Brian Adams upstairs with me tonight. Well, Captain, this is your 12th season calling these games. These type of events, regular season finales with a league championship or a tie for the league championship on the line, that never gets old.
Never does. You can always count on coming here and watching a good game at the end of the season. Somebody's going to have a chance to win a title. And right now we're going to see Liberty and Garces battle it out.
Well, Dylan Meadows starts things off with a nice hand up the right side, and already you can see that Liberty's going to start nearly in the middle of the field, the 37-yard line. It's a third Liberty game we've covered, and we started the season right here at Garces High School. Garces hosting Tehachapi, so no stranger to Bright House Network's high school football game of the week. These two teams, and a 2nd and 6 comes up. Dylan Meadows can pretty much do everything, Brian, and with his running backs beside him in the shotgun, you never know.
That's exactly right. He can run the ball like we're seeing right now, roll it out. He's left-handed, rolling to his strong side, just barely missed Gillett right there. But he has a lot of weapons, too. Both the backs are very explosive. We saw them against West High just make big play after big play. But this is what Garson wants to do. You get him in 3rd and long, hope you get some pressure, because they've had some guys on the D-line make some big plays. Daniel Yee, when we watched him, has been very aggressive in making plays in the backfield.
Daniel Yee, highest GPA on this Garces football team as well. Senior night, I heard his name mentioned, as well as one of the smartest basketball players ever to grace the Garces courts, Anthony Buck. 3rd and 6. Just like that, Garces defense poised and ready. We see the general right in the middle of the defensive stance. Dylan fakes it. Meadows looks to his right side, overthrows. Could it be picked off? And it is. So just like that, Brian, you said it. Garces needs a big play on defense, and they get it on the first series.
And Vance, just right there, you're going to see the pick over long ball. But Garces is very opportunistic on defense. We talked about in the opening. They have to be opportunistic. Now can they get their offense going? And they have a big testing going against Cody Temple. And knows you're going to see this long throw right here, just overthrown. Great job right there as the defensive back on the corner. He's sitting back there in that Singleton. Sikowski. Nick Sikowski making a play. So there you go. Temple's going to be that nose guard. So Conrad Winkler has a big test on his hand. Let's see what he can do.
Conrad Winkler, the center, right in front of the quarterback, and one thing that you will see all night long, when in doubt, they go to the general, Grant Campbell, the county leader in touchdowns. He has 13. How apropos on Friday the 13th to talk about Grant Campbell with 13 touchdowns this season. And we might have to change his nickname from the general to Benjamin Franklin. He's the money man. When they want to get in the end zone, they go to Campbell. Now, look at Grant Campbell right up to the big G in the middle of the field. Another great run.
And that's the play we talked about in the opening, Vance. He's going to get that ball, hits up the middle, and that really is predicated on that line. Give Conrad Winkler that credit. We talked about he had to be big time tonight, coming in the middle, and he opens up a big hole right there. And the general does a great job of hitting it. I like his quickness to the hole, how fast he hits it, and he gets in that backfield.
Well, they go up the middle again. By the way, the quarterback tonight for the Garces Memorial Rams is Philip Anspaugh. Anspaugh, just a sophomore, had to step in when the Rams star quarterback Blake Campbell went down. Separated his shoulder, Campbell did. Stayed in for an entire quarter. Threw a touchdown pass with a separated shoulder, but then could not continue to play for the rest of the season. And we see Anthony Buck, the aforementioned Anthony Buck, at the 50-yard line. Out of your picture. And the handoff. Look at this, Brian. So Garces really coming on strong right away with Puente.
And we talked about Puente in the opening. And Zach Puente, that's what he wants to do. And it's all set up with that run by Grant. Now you got Zach Puente. Then they'll counter back with Deuce 1 on us 50. And, you know, so they're going to have some things going. This is exactly what Dave wanted on the first series. Now can he keep the momentum? They got a first down. They got to keep it up. And they got to get to 7. You don't want to get down here and kick for 3.
Look at who comes in. Number 33, Nick Velewald, back from injury. Another threat.
Well, they're loaded. You know, these guys are very good and they're young.
First and 10. Fumble! Oh, my gosh. Liberty picks it up on the 45-yard line. The Patriots with a big, big turnover there to pick it up and move forward with it. We'll see what happens. So Garces coughs it up, and here come the Patriots. Wow, what a great, great moment for Liberty.
And that's Tyler Raper recovering it right there. Get a chance to see if we can see the handoff. If it was a bad exchange or it was a hit.
First and 10, Liberty at their own 45-yard line. We didn't get a great angle on that fumble. It was pretty much in disguise anyway. It was completely covered up by defenders and the offensive line. But there's no covering up the fact that Liberty gets the football back. Dylan Meadows in the shotgun. Meadows goes to his left, and he's hit hard by the general Grant Campbell at the 45-yard line. Not much of a gain there. Lost his footing. We are just underway at Garces Memorial High School. Brian Adams and I have the best seat in the city tonight. We are on top of a Premier Equipment rental scissor lift, and we are looking over just a crystal clear night in downtown Bakersfield. That's the shot that that Brian and I have all night.
Well, it's a beautiful shot, man. So, you know, I don't get to see that usually. I'm down on the field, but tonight I'm up here with you, and I'm going to enjoy it.
Well, our cameraman, Kevin, getting us a great shot. Thank you, Kevin. Handoff, maybe 2 or 3 yards. They're trying to work it as strong as they can. And make no mistake about it, everybody, Liberty High School right now, a top-shelf football team here in the Valley.
And then once again, you're going to see penetration by Campbell right there, and I believe that's Daniel Yee fighting off, and they'll get a piece. And then you're going to have your linebacker scraping there, and that's Eugene Shin, who he's had some big games when we watched him. So that's what you want, what level it is. You know, I was fortunate last night to see the Bears play Frisco, and one thing about it, you get these teams, whether the pros, college, or high school, 3rd and longs, the chance of conversion just not good.
Everybody split out here to the left side, strong on the left side at least, on a 3rd and 6. Meadows goes to his left, tosses it out, makes a nice pass, and incomplete. Couldn't be brought down by Brady Burke, so had an open man, made a nice chuck over there. It just couldn't be caught. And now Liberty will punt the football. So their first series, they threw an interception. Second series, they're now forced to punt.
And you're going to see right here, well, I like to roll him to his left. He's going to throw it out there. Ball's pounced up, but Daniel Machado doesn't give up. It's almost a chance to make a second catch. He makes a great tackle. And Daniel Machado is a real neat kid, Vance. Very good in the classroom, works hard. I had a chance to work with him when he was a Garces freshman in basketball.
They're going to fake the punt. Meadows has a ton of room. And no, he finally does put it up. That's a nice play by Liberty. And boy, does it work out. That was just picture perfect, and this Liberty crowd likes it. Because Meadows is such a threat as a runner, I fully bought the fact that he was faking the punt and going to run it, but he pulled up, swift booted it, and went out at the 4-yard line. Wow.
Well, Vance, I was with you. I was ready to say he's going to run it too, but it just dawned on me he does that from time to time. He'll run and kick it. He did it in the game against West, but that's a great weapon to have for Coach Camp.
I'll tell you what, Cap, he had a first down. I think he had it in his mind that he was going to kick it, but had he kept going, he had nothing but real estate, and I think David Fanucchi and his coaching staff over there was like, oh, no. Well, here we go. 1st and 10 from the 4-yard line for the Garces Rams. They have 96 yards to go to get into the end zone. You are watching high school football game of the week, week 10, the season finale for the regular season before we get into the playoffs. I'm Vance Palm, joined, as always, by the captain, Brian Adams, his 12th season, my 7th year working with Brian, and couldn't ask for a better final regular season game. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. We had some movement there by, of all people, Jalen Addis-Sykes.
Yeah, and Jalen just forgot one thing he could have done. If he just kept going to the back, they wouldn't have called it, but he did move. Once he stopped, and he kind of messed it up.
He started with a major breakdance move and then got stuck. A very festive evening here in Bakersfield. A lot happening. The entertainment market is starting to come alive here in the wintertime, as well as Cal State University basketball starting this evening against Santa Clara down at the Rabobank Arena. Some other great football games taking place tonight. Centennial Frontier, as we see Garces run into a wall.
You know, we talk about their defense, Vance, and one thing about Liberty, again, they're excellent at the front. They're front five, front seven. They do a great job of getting penetration, also holding people up and clogging up so you don't have really alleys or holes to run through. But their linebackers do a great job of scraping and making tackles. So we'll see tonight excellent defense, as they play great defense pretty much all year long.
Well, Brian, here's a 3rd and 7 right here, and if they're going to stamp their name on this first quarter, it'll be on this play. Wishbone. They go up the middle with it. They go with the sure-handed play right up the gut. The general carries it. Sorry, that was Sykes carried it for about 4 yards. Gave him enough room to punt, so a nice job by Liberty. Stopped him in there. Let me ask you this question, Cap. I've been asked throughout the last month who I thought was, the best players, the best offense, and I've been asked who's the best defense. Before I give you my answer, I'll load it up that way. Before I give you my answer, who do you think has a better defense in the city here in the county, Liberty or Frontier?
After what I saw Frontier do to Stockdale last week, I'm going to give Frontier the nod. And I was very impressed with that with Coach Cornford and his group of players.
Well, the fact that we've narrowed it just to 2 schools should tell you what we think. And a nice punt, but an even better reception. A very bold and strong move out there, and that's a nice play. Gets it up to about the 35, 36-yard line. What a great play out there, and look at this.
Well, he did a great job of catching the ball on the run. He fielded it with his momentum going, was able to beat the player that came down trying to make the play, the first player. What you want is a punt return. I want you to miss the first. You make the first guy miss. Did a great job of that. Gave his team excellent field position. Now I can see if Liberty can take advantage, and now they're going to come out and spread the field out. So I like how they're doing multiple formations, and they're making things work for this program.
Goodness, their 3rd series of the night, and they start at the Garces 35-yard line. A keeper for Meadows, and gets about 3 or 4 yards.
And that's Nick right there making the tackle. Like I said, he's just back, and he's a good linebacker too, so he's doing a great job.
Our first special hello of the evening, we'll have a lot of them tonight as we finish off the regular season. How about this? Special hello to Helen Taylor, the great-grandmother of the lumberjack, Jack Campbell, Big Campus Byron Campbell, Blake Tough Guy Campbell, and General Grant Campbell. Special hello to Helen Taylor. Hi, great-grandma. Wow, what a run. Woo-hoo-hoo. That is a power run right up the middle, and this is full-on football right here.
Yeah, you can see Carson Moore right there. He's going to keep those legs turning. He's just determined right there. He's going to run through everybody on it has green on. Almost lost the ball, but he's able to hold it. And right there picks up a great strong play.
Another one of the seniors, Sam Layton, a great multi-sport athlete, number 24 for Garces. Tried to bring him down, and he got a helping. He got a helping of Carson Moyer. Oh, boy. Liberty looks nice now in this drive. They're just keeping it on the ground, and they're just grinding it out.
Well, Vance, again, I like what Liberty's doing. They're not panicking. That's what I think they've changed. They said, hey, we're going to get our strength, get this running game going. We have 2 running backs that can make some plays, and they're going to just take their time. And they're going to be opportunistic, and they try to wear you down, let that defense keep the ball, keep giving the ball going 3 and outs or turnovers, and then they're going to try to wear you down and start putting those points up on you at the end.
Has running backs to each side of him, Meadows does. 2nd and 5. Boy, a lot of options right here. But they go right up the middle again. Moyer hit hard. Touchdown, Liberty! Wow. Carson Moyer, a 5'10", 175-pound junior running back, has answered the call here on this first quarter drive.
And right there you got the misdirection and a big hole. Give the lineman credit because he only had to go one man. That was Sykes. And then it was too late. Touchdown, well, not touchdown, right on the 1 yard line, Vance.
Oh, they brought it down on the 1 yard line. Wow, boy. I thought he was in. Brought him down to the 3 yard line. Sorry, everybody. First and 10, a moot point. Touchdown, Liberty.
Well, the Garces players are going to have to stop that play because obviously Coach Camp and his staff, they're going to go at it again. Now, they ran that 3 times on that series, and it was successful all 3 times.
And, Brian, it looked like there were just such gaping holes right there as well. There's another big hole.
Oh, exactly. They had that misdirection, so a couple of Garces players go to the first back, and then there you have a wide open Carson Moyer coming through. And when your running back's running 6-7 yards full steam without getting touched, it makes it tough on defensive backs to make tackles.
Touchdown Liberty, 6-0, the extra point conversion. Carroll Cameron on the attempt. Perfect snap, perfect hold. The kick is a rifle shot. Whoa. The referees look at each other. Is it good or is it out? Let's see. They look at each other. No good. The Liberty staff can't believe it.
Yeah, we got the replay. We got that on replay because I like to see that one. I mean, it was quick, though.
Wow, look at this 2-iron. This is a 2-iron that just rips through, or does it? Where's that football? It's at the very bottom of your screen. Look closely, and it's through.
It looks like it's over.
Look at the lower left part of your screen. The lower left corner, everybody. It's through.
And they corrected it. The head man who corrected it, yes.
They must have heard.
But that was a bit tough if you were the officials under the goalpost seeing it that fast.
That was a 2-iron that just blistered its way right over the top of the goalpost, and it's 7-0.
That was the Open Championship, wasn't it?
Man, that was Tiger with about a 220-yarder. He just ripped it, man. Wow. What a beautiful shot that is. Brian and I are up top on one of the Premier Equipment Rentals scissor lifts, so we'd like to thank Premier Equipment Rentals for their steadfast sponsorship of High School Football Game of the Week and also Audiovisual Plus. I ran into Lynn Goodmanson, one of the owners of Premier Equipment Rental, the other night, having a little sushi, and bumped into Lynn. I said, Lynn, we can't thank you enough for being involved with Premier Equipment Rentals in high school football. And he said, Vance, I'll tell you what, we get people that come in there and say, hey, man, we see those lists at those football games. So it's working great between us and Premier Equipment Rentals, and Brian tonight enjoying the view.
Oh, yeah, I'm really enjoying up top. It's been a while, like I said, but feels good to be back in the saddle with you, partner.
3:26 left in this first quarter. Liberty. Kickoff, little squib kick, and a perfect bounce. Bounces right into the hands of Machado, and he brings it up to fumble! Oh, my goodness. They said he was down. Boy, that would be tough to deal with.
Yeah, I think he was down, too. I think he kind of rolled on the ground and the ball popped up. But good job of fielding. He's also a baseball player, so he's good at getting those ground balls and did a good job of giving the Garces Rams good field position. Now the offense, we're going to see right here, he gets it up right in the middle of the hole, and then he hits the ground, and then the ball pops out.
Very good. Throughout the evening, Brian and I are going to talk a little bit about each game we've covered this year. Sykes trying to get outside, penalty flag, and it's right in that real estate where you almost want to bet the ranch. It's a holding call, but Sykes is in trouble here trying to get outside. I think, Brian, this is a topic that we're going to have to cover tonight, and that's the fact that, they've scouted this team very well over the last couple of weeks. We're looking at 35, 55, 67 points. They know that number 21 is the man.
Well, he's had the big play. He's the big play guy. He's the one who's going to give you that real pop from distance. But the one thing I know you can't do against Liberty is run east and west, sideline to sideline. You got to get those shoulders upfield and get positive yardage.
Well, now it's first and very, very long to start this thing off. It's going to be 1st and 20. Philip Anspaugh, the sophomore quarterback, called into action after Blake Campbell goes down. Now Anspaugh on a first down in the shotgun. Drops back, has some protection. A nice pass out there, and it goes through the hands of Joe Bell. Doggone it, Joe would like to have that back right through his fingertips.
Yeah, we've seen Joe. Joe's pretty much been their sure-handed guy this year. He's been able to call a touchdown pass in the game we saw against East. But he just, that one, the ball came quick, just didn't get his hands out fast enough to read the ball. It's just like hitting the baseball. They talk about the further out you see the ball, the better chance you have of hitting it. Same thing with receivers. The further I can pick the ball out, before it gets to me, I can catch it a lot
Boy,
easier.
Anspaugh had some zip on that baby. Brian, the first game we'll talk about after this play will be week 1. We were right here. We were right here where these Rams hosted the Tehachapi Warriors as we do kind of a stroll through 2009 memory lane. 2nd and 20. Sykes in motion, takes a handoff. Brian said it's going to be tough to go east-west, and wow. The captain proven right with a big thundering hit that knocks him back at a loss for yardage. Wow, that's a big, big hit.
Yeah, and that's Jalen Howard coming up right there, making a great tackle. And we see right there, you're stringing it out, and actually it's the corner coming up, and I can't see his number right there, but I can't see the number on that, but that's a great job by your corner, come up and fill in and running through the running back. And again, east and west against Liberty Petrie is very hard, but you might get some misdirection. You know, you might be able to get them on some screen plays, letting them use their momentum against them and come right underneath them.
3rd and 21. Wow, Garces really up against it right now in their 3rd series. Anspaugh. And the Rams, Coach Fanucchi, just going to try to keep it in the middle of the field, give them a nice opportunity to punt this ball, and hopefully a long enough punt that will get Liberty at least back on their own part of the football field, and hopefully the Garces defense can make something happen. But right now, Liberty's starting to position themselves pretty well.
Well, how big was that punt by Meadows earlier to pin him? And he got the field position going, a great punt return, and we don't have this young man's number right here, number 8, but a great punt return and set up a great scoring position. Now the Garces Rams need to get some room, get some breathing room, get a good punt, good coverage, and let that defense come out and make a stop.
High snap, caught. And it's a nice punt. Let's see if he can do it again. No fair catch. Ooh, almost slips down there. And great job to get it up to midfield. We don't have number 8's name, so the parents and the family of number 8, we apologize. Let's go back all the way to week 1. It was September 11th. It was a 9/11 ceremony right here as we started the regular season. And these Rams hosted the Tehachapi Warriors. What a nice start of the season we had, Brian.
Well, Rance, I mean, that game was going back and forth. Neither offense could get started. Then all of a sudden, Clark and Olafson just took over, and the line for Tehachapi started taking over, and they've been smashing people ever since.
Max Clark, Jesse Olafson, they started getting those 15, 10, 20-yard pickups and on the ground, and Tehachapi wins week 1, 27-6. 1st and 10, Liberty. Dillon on a keeper. That's Meadows. Meadows to the 45-yard line. We starting to call him by the first name now. Dylan Meadows. His first game with us was week 2, and that was the Freedom Bowl. We went from this campus all the way out to Centennial High School, a matchup of the 2 Freedom-related schools, Centennial and Liberty. That was a big football game, and we saw this young Dylan Meadows in his first game on high school football game of the week for this season. 2nd and 6. Meadows, another keeper. This time he runs into trouble and he's hit hard, but he does pick up about 2 or 3 yards. You know, that week 2 game, we were hyping up Cody Kessler, and boy, did he live up to it. Pass for over 200 yards. That was a chance for us to see the beginning stages of Dylan Meadows.
Yeah, you know, and Dylan Meadows, that was his first game. He's a converted receiver playing quarterback, and now watch the confidence that he has. You can see how he poises himself and how he just has so much control in himself and his teammates when he's out there. Much different game now, but like you said, Cody Kessler lived up to hype, threw 200 yards, rushed for a touchdown, put Centennial up, and the Centennial defense played very well that night.
And they won the Freedom Bowl, and that's the end of this first quarter. 7-0. Liberty jumps out to a 1-touchdown lead at the end of the first quarter. Nice football shaping up. Vance Pullman, Brian Adams here at Garces Memorial High School. Back in a moment with the second quarter.
Here's how it feels to have TV that's interactive from Bright House Networks. It's like getting into a time machine, controlling where you go and when. Because interactive TV is the only way to travel back in time and start over a show already playing. Choose programs that you start on demand. Even set your DVR to look ahead in time and record future episodes. Take off to a whole new world of entertainment with TV that's interactive from Bright House Networks.
Mondays. No two are quite the same, yet all seem to have one thing in common. They're depressing, but it's not.
Back in the second quarter, first play on a 3rd and 3. Big play for the Garces defense, and look at this. I think they held them.
I think so, Vance, and so does the lines judge. He's saying 4th down, but I think you're going to see Coach Camps go for this one right here. I think he has it for it. Defense is playing well. When you have a great defense, you can take chances like this. You can say, you know what, my defense is going to hold. You see Pete Carroll all the time do it at USC. You know, although the defense is as great as they have been this year, but he'll do that a lot of times just knowing his defense can hold and not give up.
And you know, Coach Mills is also thinking, hey, we got a great defense, but I believe that Dylan Meadows is going to get us a 1st down. Coach Mills walks out and calls a timeout, though.
But see,
Go ahead.
You know, Vance, I like that. I like he didn't have what he wanted. He didn't like it. Call a timeout, regroup, and make sure you're doing what you want to do. Now you're going to feel more confident about your call. If you let it go and you're going to second guess yourself as a coach, say, oh, man, we should have let that go, especially if the game comes back and it'll be a tight one if you win or you lose it.
It's an important point, Brian, because they're up 7-0. They're doing a pretty good job marching the football down the football field. But, hey, they're on the road. You know, it is Garces. They have some talented players. Why rush? Take a timeout. Let's talk it over. Let's talk about Bright House Networks, everybody. Brian and I have had the pleasure of working together for all these years on this great channel. Sometimes, I'll admit, sometimes I just take it for granted because I'm on their televisions and Brian is on their television. But what an incredible lineup of local programming. High school football game of the week, U on Demand, the Condors, Cal State, A Day in the Life, A Tankful. But right now on Bright House Networks, we have a big 4th down, 4th and 2. Might go for the hard count to start things off. Meadows. They plow it up the middle. They don't get it. They don't get it.
Stop right there by the defense. What a job by the Garces defense right there, Vance. I mean, just blew up the line, got that penetration that you need on those short yards in your defense, and then the linebacker just came in and finished it off and made sure he can get that second surge.
Well, here's a look at it, Brian.
And you see right there, you got 71 getting penetration, first man to make contact. Now the linebackers come in and make sure there's no surge right there. As you have who we have?
Big Tanner Lair, 6'3", 285 sophomore. So Big Tanner Lair, number 71, in the middle of that big defensive stop. And who knows if that will become an important stop there. I mean, you figure if Liberty gets that 1st down, they continue to march down the field. That's a big, big stop by young Tanner Lair, 6'3", 285 sophomore. Attaboy, Tanner.
You know, and I think one thing, Dave's going to have to take a chance sooner or later down the field. You have to do something to try to loosen up this defense because this, like I said, watching Cody Temple and company's last few years, they are very good at that stop net penetration.
Sykes on the right side, and that's a nice strong carry by Sykes, and he's still on his feet. Very, very close to a 1st down, real close.
And you know, one thing about Jalen, you know, his size, you know, we talk about right here in the replay, you're going to see him now. He's going to come around, good block out there. Now, it's just Jalen Sykes making plays with his desire. It wasn't really there. He had somebody hitting him. Howard hit him, and he just kept pushing and kept surging to get to a 3rd and short. So now they can do a lot of different things. They can run the ball with Grant Campbell. They can run the ball at either of the backs. They can even do a pop pass with the tight end Bell.
They go to the money man. Grant Campbell. We joked about changing his nickname from the General to Benjamin. When it's on the line, you go with the money, and he got it over the line. 1st and 10. Nice football game shaping up here, week 10.
Well, you got to give Garces a lot of credit. You know, they're coming out, they're executing their game plan. The one touchdown they get was a short field, great pin kick by Meadows. So they're just fine. They're 7-0. They just need to make sure that they get some potty yardage, get that defensive rest, and put some points on the board.
Anspaugh on a keeper. Anspaugh, what a nice run that is, but ooh, boy. Young Anspaugh, let me introduce you to Rain Cravens, one of the all-time great linebackers that will ever play here in the city. Oh, man.
And that's a linebacker's dream right here. Great read by Anspaugh. He doesn't want to pitch, gets positive yards. I like how he tucks the ball, and then Craven's going to say, well, you know what, Anspaugh? You keep running like that, you're going to be on the sideline.
Well, in all fairness to Anspaugh, he has really done a great job, but when you start running up against a guy like Rain Cravens, who has had his name all over the city for 3 years, a meeting of the minds right there. Rain Cravens, everybody, number 58, 6'2", 220-pound senior. I don't know if our cameraman can find number 55 out there on defense. He is an absolute beast.
58, Vance.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, cameraman. 58.
He should be stalking around there somewhere.
And that, keep an eye on that young man right there. Rain Cravens on the right side. They run away from him. The general goes right up the middle. And on a 3rd and 4.
And looking from the way they marked it, I think they're going to move those chains again.
We'll see. 8:40 left in this first half. First down, Garces. So, Brian, they're pretty much what you talked about in the pregame. Yes, they need to be, they need to really bring out some creativity in this, but don't go away from what gets you there. Campbell and Sykes.
Right, and again, eventually you're going to have to make some plays in the air. I mean, eventually. But I like the way they moved it. This is what they did against East, because they'll slip Joe Bell out, and all of a sudden he'll be wide open.
Sykes runs behind Anspaugh. Anspaugh throws it out to the right side. Oh, doggone it. He had a man open, and that was Zach Puente. He also had a man open deep.
Yes, he had 2 deep. He had 2 men open. That's one of those things, a good throw, and Zach just let the ball get on too fast. Didn't catch it with his hands. It got to where it hit him on the pads and bounced off him. And Zach is really one of the best receivers catching the ball in the backfield.
Man, oh, man, a great play call by the Garces offense. They had Matt Sumlin wide open deep, and Puente was open on the wings, just couldn't pull it down. So they pulled the trigger at the right time, just didn't execute.
Well, that's what you want. You're hitting them with the running game. Now they're all drawn up, and you had what you wanted, just couldn't execute. You're right, Vance. 2nd and 10.
A double inside handoff. Now Sykes looking to get up, and oh, doggone it, there's going to be a flag right at the center of the field. The head official calls it, and when the top guy calls it, it's got some weight to it. Holding Garces. Nice
great
play.
call by David right there. He's using their aggressiveness against them, counters back against it. Great play. And you're going to see it's all for naught, but they're going to just do a double reverse right there. Zach comes back, hands it into Jalen Sykes, and it would have been a good first down play. But unfortunately, the hold going to bring it back.
Well, 2 good plays right there from Garces nullified, a dropped pass and then a holding call, so it brings it back. 8:12 left here in this first half. A nice football game for a co-championship of this league tonight. Next week, the playoffs start. Who knows where Brian and I will be? No need to get online and vote. We'll make the decisions from here on out. 2nd and 17. And Joe Bell split way out to the left, completely out of your picture. Anspaugh to Bell across the middle. Perfect pass. And it's completed.
And that's what I said about Joe Bell. He bounces back. Great hands. Does a good job of catching the ball.
Great
Slant.
defense.
He knows he's going to get hit right there. Good pass by Anspaugh. Right there is this situation where good throw, good route beats good defense.
Man, and he was all over that, too, the defensive back there. I think that was Austin Davis. Davis was glued to him, so nice football all the way around. 7.5 left in the half. 3rd and 8. Because of the hole, it's 3rd and 8. Anspaugh on a keeper, looks, wants to go deep. No, he throws out to the right side. Perfectly ran route by who else? Anthony Buck.
Did Anthony get deep enough, though? Did he get past that first down marker? That's going to be the question. And I see the referee signaling 4th down.
Oh, boy.
So Anthony Buck, who usually is very astute, just didn't get his depth deep enough to catch the ball past the first down. But great execution, great play call again from David. And David's really doing a great job on this series of play calling.
4th and 2, Liberty defense. Going to be put to the test. They go to the general. They go to the money man, and he's shut down. Liberty defense all over it.
Well, they closed them in on that one, Vance. So there was going to be no money being pressed on that.
The bank was closed for the general, and they should have seen it coming as well. So no hard count. They just go straight to General Grant Campbell, and he's thrown down, lost. Great job by the Liberty defense.
But even though you didn't get the first down, they have to be encouraged at the offense of the series. There were some things that seemed to work, and you had the defense off balance. Can you come back, get the ball back, and get your momentum on that offense and get some movement and get that misdirection again?
And the defensive coaching staff for Liberty now will start to scratch their head and say, all right, okay, let's see where they're coming from now. A 1st and 10 for the Patriots. They lead by a touchdown. You're watching high school football game of the week. Week 10, last regular season game of this season before we get into the playoffs. Dylan Meadows in the shotgun. And Garces, everybody up there says somebody moved on the Patriots line. Brian, week three after the Freedom Bowl, we went over to Liberty High School, and the Patriots hosted the West High Vikings, a West High Vikings team who I've always thought this season was Jekyll and Hyde. You know, they have a great running back in Cobb, but nice game week 3.
It was a nice game, and that was, like you said, Vance, it was the breakout game for Dylan Meadows and the running backs Gilnick and also Moyer. And the defense, like we said, they just do what they do every week, and that's just play strong defense and don't give up much.
14-0 win for Liberty. A big run, but a flag right in the middle of the field, and it might come back, but you never know. You never know.
Hey, Vance, you're right. That is in the area where they're going to send it back. And great move in the hole right there, just a dip back, and he's going to put his shoulders down and just drive and run, and great big play, but it's all coming back.
Jones, the ball carrier, and a nice run, but just like that.
You know, and that's a big game for DJ because he was a running back here at Garces, and he transferred to Liberty, so, you know, it's a very important game for him. You know, he wants to do a good job, but great cutting back in the hole.
1st and 15. Howe split way right. Meadows has 2 receivers to the left and 2 running backs behind him. 1st and 21. Here come the Rams. Meadows on a keeper. Meadows, nice job getting at least 4 or 5 yards, but Jalen Sykes all over his ankles and wraps him up.
And a great job right there by Jalen coming up from that secondary position and making a tackle, keeping to a short gain. So now they're still in 2nd and long. And again, this is what you want. You want to, you want people in that 2nd and long, put some pressure, take a chance on throwing some dangerous passes, and see if your defense can ball hawk and make a big play.
6.5 left in this first half. 2nd and 17. What a football game here. Meadows. Second option up the middle. Another chunk of about 4 or 5 yards, if that.
And that was Moyer right there, Vance, and that's the situation that he scored on earlier, that same play right there. The misdirection DJ, and then Moyer comes afterwards. But good job right there by, who was that? That's Lair again, Tanner Lair making a great job, and Jalen Sykes coming in. We have a Garces player down, and hopefully he'll be okay. And they get up and get able to come back.
Timeout on the field. We have a player down. Some other games taking place tonight. The marquee game, Frontier at 8-1, 4-1 in league. They just had their first loss last week in that epic game that we'll talk about a little bit later. And they are at Centennial, 6-3 overall, 3-2 in league. And I guess if there's a game that you'd want your star quarterback Kessler from Centennial to come back in, this is it against Frontier. What a matchup, Brian. Your thoughts?
Know what you want him to come back. He did last week, so he has a week to get his feet and legs back under him.
Right.
But Cody Kessler's going to be a tough challenge for the Frontier defense because he poses a threat as a thrower and a runner. But I still think that Frontier team is the best team. Even though they lost, I still think they're the best team in the city. Overall, they're the most balanced team with the kicking game, offense and defense, and I think they're going to come up with a win against Centennial. Sorry about that, Cody.
Hey, there's a great shot of the Premier Equipment Rentals. Who is that over there, Steve? Oh, that's Reynaldo. Is Steve here, or did he go to Vegas for the fight? Oh. Steve, I thought for sure that Steve would be. There's Steve right back there. Hey, look at everybody. There is Tony Ambrose. Tony is the director of Bright House Network Sports when it comes to the Condors hockey games. So if you enjoy those hockey games, that's him.
And that's us right here with Kevin.
There's my hand.
Kevin, you can take it off one time and wave. I mean, we got some downtime.
Our Garces player is up. Everybody's clapping on both sides of the football field, and it's the big fella, Brandon Sarabia. And when I say big, I'm talking 6'4", 305, and he's a junior, and he's been a presence this year.
They're almost all juniors, so, you know, they go to that Super League next year, not Super League, but the different leagues.
Right.
The other league better watch out because Garces is going to be a force to be reckoned with in that league.
Right now, that Garces defense looking at holding this Liberty offense on a 3rd and 11. This is a big play right here for both football teams. If Garces can hold, they have a shot at getting in the end zone before the end of the half. If not, Liberty can chew up some time. Meadows wants to keep it. Meadows looks at a lot of space. Meadows, what a great play by Dylan Meadows. First down. Fumble!
I think they ruled him down, though, Vance.
No, Garces football,
ball.
the official says it.
There he is.
Oh, my goodness.
What an opportunity to play by the Garces defense. I mean, great call. Meadows, they knew they were going to be going out. They bailed out. You're going to see right here, Meadows is going to drop back to pass. He's running the whole time, Vance. He's never thinking about passing the ball. Great run. He's going to go right over here. Nick Sikowski, watch out. But look at Machado. He's going to keep going. Ball's up. Who's the ball's out, Vance? That ball's gone.
That's
it's
a
not
fumble.
even close. I couldn't see what secondary player hit him, but great job of attacking the ball. And Garces, that the general? There's the general pulling the ball out.
Well,
double duty.
There's a shot of Coach Mills right there, and he's not happy. But I think when he sees this, he realized the officials made a great call, and now we see Puente up the middle. And what an exciting first half of football. The general, Grant Campbell, comes up with a fumble. And, oh boy, Brian.
I mean, it was looking like it was going to be a big play for Liberty going in, trying to score. And right here, you're going to see great job, jumps over a guy. Machado's going to come in his legs, and we're going to see it right here, right on the ball by the secondary player, and loses the ball. Ball was already out as he was going to the ground.
And a nice run right there by Vielwald. It's nice to see him back. He was injured. You and I talked to his dad at halftime at that East Garces game, and he said, "Oh, he'll be back. He's all right. Strong, tough kid." But Nick Vielwald back in.
Well, Nick's a big kid and very strong, you know. So they like I said, Garces a lot of pieces, and, you know, and this is a team again. If they can get the confidence, get a big win here, who knows? Look out in playoffs.
You kidding me? They get this big win here. Co-champions. Anspaugh behind the center. Hands off to Sykes. Sykes with a great move, but can Sykes get outside? No, he decides to stay inside. Boy, this Liberty defense, Brian, it's I bet you by the end of the night, I'm just not going to know who has the best defense between Frontier and Liberty. There's a nice shot of Mr. Alex Otten, proud father of the Otten boys. One of them is playing at San Luis Obispo, and the other is playing right here tonight. Mason Otten, who had a big fumble recovery for a touchdown earlier this year.
Yeah, great kids, great students, great athletes, and a great family.
2nd and 6. Puente gets tripped up at the line of scrimmage or just behind the line of scrimmage. Another nice job out there by this Liberty defense.
Let's get that offensive line. You got Anselba here on that offensive line. He's doing a good job. Big 75, Thomas. You know, he's doing a great job of pushing up front. Because in these last 2 series, the offensive line has been taken to that Liberty front.
Matt Sumlin breaks out of the huddle and is out of your picture at the bottom of your screen. There's his helmet right there by the clock. But they stay on the ground, and that's going to be trouble. This Liberty defense all over Vielwald.
Well, he got him set up again. Going outside against this team is very difficult. Jalen Sykes made something happen that time. That's just great effort. But right here, you're going to try to stretch it out to the outside, and this is going to be no happen because here's your guy Crane over there, Vance. He's like, no, not this way.
No way.
You might try the other side. It might not work there either, but don't go east and west on us.
Well, now it's a 4th and 7, and
you got to believe they're punting the ball.
Well, it's at the 35-yard line. If anything, it'll be a short little squib punt just to put them back deep in their own territory. So 3:24 and counting left in this first half. A 4th and 7. And it's a short punt. It could be a nice one if it stays. Hey, good job.
There it is.
It goes down about the 5-yard line. So nice punt by Garces, and it'll be 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Liberty High School.
And if you're Liberty High School, what you don't want is a 3-and-out right here. You know, Garces should have some timeouts. They have 3, so they have time to stop the clock if they can get the defense some early stops and leave a lot of time on the clock, get great field position, and see if they can put a score in before the half.
Well, here comes Liberty, and under the direction of quarterback Dylan Meadows. Tyler Galink is also one of their weapons. Zach Vasquez. Carson Moyer. Look at this big play by the Garces front line. Ooh, boy.
Daniel Yee again. Look at Daniel Yee. We talk about the awards. Daniel Yee's in the running for me.
Brian and I, before the game tonight, were talking about our thoughts for the all-area selections. We are not voters. We wish we were. We've seen enough football where we could vote on all-area players. And we've got some out here tonight in Yee, of course, Grant Campbell, of course, Jalen Sykes, the aforementioned Rain Cravens. There's some all-area players on the field for sure. But we also have our AP awards, the Adams Palm Awards. Very prestigious, very highly sought-after awards, the Adams Palm Awards. And
Liberty moved again, Vance. False start again. So, why is the clock moving, though? See, now, if I'm the Garces coach, somebody has to get a hold of that. They lost about 4 or 5 seconds right there. It could be precious.
Well, I see David Finucci, the head coach for Garces, pointing at the clock, so he's in sync with you, Brian. Hey, it's good to have a penalty called on the opposing team, but if you lose 4 or 5 seconds, and this is the 2nd and 10 now, and, I mean, they are at the, 3-yard line?
Yeah, I think, Vance, this might be 2nd and 13. I think they moved back past the marker. And it'll be interesting now to see what Liberty does in this backfield, because we saw last week a handoff deep in the end zone ended up being a safety. So I think they might be a little more conservative, just power out. But you never know.
Second and 13, Coach Mills calls a timeout. FYI, they did put 5 seconds back up there to 2:28. So they restarted it. Now it's down to 2:22. So 2:22 left in this first half. A nice football game here as we wrap up our regular season on Game of the Week. I'm Vance Palm, joined by Brian Adams up top. Brian, week four.
Week 4, yes, sir.
Week 4, as we see our Damage TV, Bakersfield On Demand. You don't want to miss that. Tonight, directing football is Zachary Flores. That's his baby right there, Damage TV. Week 4, Brian, of this season.
There's Renee Bede and Aaliyah, and their son is Jesse Bede. He's a junior. Good friends of mine, good family.
Great woman.
Dion Bede, his dad, played at West High as a basketball player. Played also at BC in the 80s.
Bloodline football. She was a cheerleader at Cal State when I played.
She was also a cheerleader at East High. Yep.
Isn't that great? Bakersfield On Demand on a tankful. Are you kidding me? We had some great tankfuls this year. Some great tankfuls this season. You don't want to miss them on demand. How about this?
I ain't riding that bike with you, but I'll get in the van.
I've got a couple tankfuls ideas for you and I, B.
All right, I'm ready.
2nd and 10. Deep in their own territory. Actually, 2nd and 13. Meadows going to try to get out of trouble. Doesn't get very far. Gets up to about the 6-yard line, and I don't know if Coach Finucci's going to call timeout or not. And he does call a timeout. So that'll be 3rd and 13 officially with 2:10 left. So 12 seconds went off the clock on that play at Sykes. And Big Tanner Lair. How many times can we call Tanner Lair's name in the first half?
And he's just a sophomore. I'm telling you, this Garces team is going to be loaded next year for whatever happens. Whatever coaches here, they're going to be loaded and they're going to have a lot of talent.
Can you imagine the general, Grant Campbell, a senior. Philip Anspaugh will be a junior. Blake Campbell will be back as a senior. Chase Grimm, Jalen Sykes, Kevin Anton Giovanni, Nick Valwell, Zach Puente, Emmanuel Machado.
Nick Sikowski.
Man, oh man.
These are all my old basketball
Conrad
kids.
Winkler coming back. This should be a football team of note. Here we go, Brian. 3rd and 9. Coach Mills called a timeout. What do you think he had to say?
Keep your composure. Let's try to get the first down if we can. If not, let's make sure we don't put the ball on the ground.
There was a shot of head coach David Finucci of Garces. 3rd and 9. They go for the hard count. Nobody bounces. Dillon's going to look for some territory. Meadows going to keep the ball. Meadows gets some more yardage. Meadows still on his feet. Meadows run out by the Garces sidelines. Did he get the first down?
Yeah, he got that easy.
Wow.
And that right there is where your linebackers and your ends, they got to keep contained. You got to know that he's going to keep the ball. He's not going to throw it. He was never. He's looking downfield, but he's not throwing this ball. He has no desire to throw the ball right there. There's nobody out there. and the secondary is way deep, and the linebackers, nobody to be found. He picks up a first down.
What a weapon. What a weapon in Dylan Meadows. First down, Liberty. Great execution. Meadows will keep it. He'll go up the middle. This time he'll look for some more room. He cuts out, and this time he's hit hard by Sam Layton. Layton, amongst other Rams, bring him down. And now I don't know if Garces will call a timeout. I think they're going to try to put the pressure on Liberty to make something happen.
Yeah, you don't want to help them out now.
Right.
You're exactly right, Vance. And right now your defense has to be careful. They don't want to give a big play, a big run that allows you to get into field goal territory, or allow them to score a big play and score a touchdown and go up 14-0. If you can just hold them now, they're content, seems like, to run the clock, because they only have one timeout left at Liberty. So unless they get a big play here, they have a chance just to run the clock out.
2nd and 2. Meadows probably will keep it himself. Looks like he's going to go to the air. Will he actually put it up in the air and possibly get an interception? No interception there. First down. Very safe pass play.
So that time he did a great job being patient. There was no real pressure by anybody on the Garces team to really force him to really commit to the run or throw. So he had all time to throw the ball right there and just has a wide open target. And Machado does a great job of securing tackle on Gilnick, who really has some good acceleration quickness and could have made a big play.
And he stayed in bounds.
Yes, sir. Now Liberty's had a chance to really make a chance to get this ball in there and put some points on the board.
Meadows lobs this one up. They're going to try to go downtown, and it is almost picked off out there. No flags. Wow. Well, I guess they're going to take a shot at it and get him in field goal position.
And Bewley did a great job right there going up and becoming the receiver.
Well, I mean, if you're Coach Mills, you want to try to get it in field goal position.
Well, I think in this situation, you have greater control. You're on the attacking territory.
Right.
It's not like you're on the other end where you have to go 70, 80 yards. You only have to go 50 yards. So if you get a big play, say you make a 30-yard play, you're now you're in field goal range. You got one timeout.
Right.
So I think this situation where he can take some chances. His defense hasn't getting anything inside the 30-yard line, so they're running pretty good. So I think he feels good about taking some opportunities.
2nd and 10. Now they hand off. Comes around the end. Great job by the Garces defense, but a nice nifty move out there and a fine run by the fired up Tyler Galink. And a timeout, Liberty.
And I call him Galink. Thanks for correcting me, Vance. And again, right there, Liberty calls their final timeout. They try to run the ball, see if they can get something hitting real quick. But great job of Garces screening out. But the linebackers, they got to feel. Somebody's got to be in there filling up. When he makes that cutback, because those secondary support players forced it in, they have to come up there and make that stop. Because he got a good 5-yard gain on a play. Look like he's going to get nothing.
And, Brian, I think both teams right now feeling pretty good about their first half. Sure, Liberty might think, hey, we had another shot at one right there. We let it get away. But they've also been exposed to some nice plays on offense by Garces. So I think both teams right now will go to the locker room and say, hey, not bad. We're in about the 3rd or 4th round of a heavyweight fight here.
Right, and this is one thing that the Garces even has not been able to do in the big games, is they haven't been able to go the distance in the fight defensively. They've done a great job first half,
You're right.
BHS, and then second half, the legs get a little wobbly as they go longer in the fight, and then they start getting those big plays. So they've got to stay tough here and keep fighting. But, if you get confidence in a young team and start believing they can win, anything can happen.
Exciting play right here. 3rd and 5, 37 seconds left in the first half. Trying to position themselves for a field goal or better is Liberty. Meadows drops back, throws it right to the middle. The old hook and ladder. Look at this. And it might work, but a great play out there. Who was that made that tackle?
That was Bewley again, I believe. Great job by Bewley. And they're gonna go right into hurry up offense. Now he can spike it right, and he can just clock it real quick, and it gives himself a chance. He got at least 3 more plays. Well, actually only got about 1. If they get out of bounds, they got 3. Otherwise, they got about 2 plays to go. That's an old play you don't see too often, and a great call.
The old hook and ladder, and had it not been for the heady, aware plane over there of Velawal, that might have been even more dangerous, but I like it. I like it, Coach Mills.
That was a fun play to watch right there. Great timing.
2nd and 10 from the shotgun. Meadows put the ball up a lot here in this drive.
Again.
They go right across the middle again, and this time he's hit hard, Brady Burke,
and they got to be ready to go. Great job. Look at the Liberty players. This might be the best 2-minute drill I've seen in maybe ever in Bright House, fans, if they get some points out of this.
Well, now we have a stoppage of time by who? The officials, just for a second. Well, that helps everybody. And now we have a real stoppage of time. So the officials talk it over, and Coach Fanucchi's thinking, well, sure gives that offense some time to set up and run their play. Coach Mills thinking, I'll take that any day. 1st and 10, will the clock start? It should. 18 seconds left here in the first half. Liberty leads by 1 touchdown, 7-0. Meadows now spikes it. And that'll bring up a 2nd and 10 with 14 seconds. All right, Cap / Coach, what's your thoughts?
Well, I'm going to try to take one shot to the end zone. You know, for that one, if it's incomplete, I still get one more play, and I got a chance to maybe run something else across the middle. But I would like to try a fade. Maybe one time, fade it to the corner, see if I can throw into that back pylon right there by Carlos. 1 yard in from where he's at, about 2 yards from where he's actually at. If Carlos took about 4 steps over there, he'd be right where that ball would go. But I would throw it at Carlos's area and take one chance in that corner, trying to hit one time in that fade, or to the other side. But I would try one time for sure in the end zone if it was me.
Austin Davis would be the man they go after, and now we have a penalty, and it's called on Coach Mills.
Delay of game.
Well, not Coach Mills, called on the Patriots. Delay of game. So Brian's thinking they will throw back towards our Bright House Networks van where Carlos
right
Anguiano.
there where that great UCLA sweatshirt is walking across. That's the spot right there.
All right, 2nd and 15. They've switched up targets out here. It's not Davis anymore. Meadows runs to his right. Meadows wants to put the ball up. They go right where Brian says. Touchdown! Mason Urmston, touchdown Liberty.
Well, there you have it, Vance. That's the best 2-minute drill we've seen, I think, in Bright House. I don't think you've ever seen a really 2-minute drill work. You know, that was it. They drove the distance. Great job. Got him off balance. Rolled out. Had him thinking to run. He was throwing that time the whole time because he couldn't afford a sack. If he ran the ball, they'd be on the clock. But he throws a wide open receiver. Safety got lost and left the receiver wide open.
I apologize to the Houck family. That's a touchdown by young Houck, number 14. The PAT, the hold, the snap, it's perfect, and it's 14-0. Wow, Brian, they marched down the field in less than a minute and put that in there perfectly. Touchdown, Patriots. Here we are. Here I am talking field goal, field goal, field goal. Forget about that. They got in for 6.
Well, I like the fact they took a chance in the end zone. A lot of times you don't see teams do that. So great call. They didn't have timeout, so that really was the best play to throw it. If it's an incomplete pass or a catch, clock stops. So great job by Liberty. And how big was that run by Dylan Meadows? What looked like it's going to be Garces getting the ball back. He has a big run on 3rd down, deep in his territory, gets it rolling. They make a big play after play, a pass to Galink, and then next thing you know, they hit a hook and lateral. They hit another play down the middle to Burke, and then touchdown to Howell. So great execution. And, you know, Garces just had a little middle lapse. The safety just lost place where he was at and coverage. So great execution by Liberty.
Well, as soon as I'm talking about both teams feeling good about themselves going in, now Liberty really feels good, up 2 touchdowns, and now Garces thinking, gosh, 90 seconds away from going in, just down 1 touchdown. Now we've got 14 points to think about. 8 seconds left here in the first half. Liberty up by 2 touchdowns. Incredibly well executed 2 minutes of football to put them in the end zone as Meadows runs to his right and as a southpaw throws across the body. Touchdown to Howell. Puente's going to take it, throws it, fakes the pitch to Sykes. Puente cuts upfield and he's hit hard, still on his feet. Puente trying to break free. What an exciting run back, but that's it for the first half. 14-0, Liberty leads. You're watching exclusive coverage of the high school football game of the week on Bright House Networks. It's brought to you by Audio Visual Plus, Instant Replay, and Premier Equipment Rentals. For Brian Adams, I'm Vance Palm. We'll see you right after this commercial break with the third quarter up at Sam Tobias Field at Garces High School.
We know home is where the heart is. That's why Bright House Networks works to make your home more enjoyable every day. Watch whatever you want on your time and find that perfect present. Share those special conversations. In a Bright House, it's all about delivering what your heart desires in the comfort of home.
ESPN News, your source for sports 24/7. Breaking news, live press conferences, highlights, pregame reports, live look-ins to the top games, post-game analysis from the best in the business, plus stats and fantasy updates. ESPN News, stay current.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter. Liberty leads by 2 touchdowns. They will kick off, and it will start at Garces. 25-yard line, gets up to about the 34-yard line. A nice job out there by the Garces High School junior, Emmanuel Machado. That's his second kickoff return tonight, and he's received him about the same spot each time. I'm Vance Palm, joined by longtime partner Brian Adams, and starting, just talking to our director, Zach, Brian, as we see Jalen Sykes start off running the ball. A nice run, a big, strong run, almost a first down. I was talking to our director, Zach, at halftime. I said, up on those scissor lifts, we weigh out the positives and the negatives, and it's far more positive than negative in any experience. But one thing that happens up here, yes, we get the great lifts. There's us right there. We get the great view. We get the great angle. We get our own little spot here, but during the winter time, it can go from 65 to about 52 in a span of like 3 minutes up here. So Brian and I we've bundled up.
So if we're coming to your place in the next 4 weeks, we need a hot chocolate or a coffee runner.
Wow.
So whatever school is going to do that.
Yeah, we need somebody to bring us something, because Super Sammy Bowman has become a prima donna, and we don't get anything from Sammy anymore.
And whoever's up here with us, Kevin and whoever else.
Look at this, another double inside handoff, a beautiful run by Sykes, and that's going to be a first down. We saw this in the first half, and there was a holding call that brought it back at a real pivotal part of their drive to get into the end zone. It got called back. No holding here, and that's a nice play.
Well, obviously, David's seen something that's working for him. He's come back to it the next time he's gotten the ball, and he's doing it right now, that reverse counter when you come back with Jalen Sykes. And Jalen's ability to make guys miss is what's special.
There's a shot of Coach Mills, and assistant coach Corey Actis just completely takes up the shot. He covers up Coach Mills. Anspaugh throws it out, and a dangerous pass. I don't know what happened out there, Brian.
Well, he had a couple guys open, and just kind of didn't come out of his hand correctly, but fortunately for the Garces Rams, it was not intercepted, because it looked like it went to a Liberty Patriot for a second. She's doing her own chair. She said, I'm going to have my own fun.
Yeah, it's called staying warm. 2nd and 10. As Matt Sumlin, who's had a very, very quiet night, breaks out to the left side. They're going to go to Sykes again. Sykes gets hit hard at the line of scrimmage. He maybe was able to pick up 1 yard, but he's hit hard. As Brian said early in the game tonight, running east-west from sideline to sideline is going to be very difficult against this Liberty team, and that hasn't changed.
No, they did a good job of flowing to the ball. Like I say, everything starts with Cody Temple in the middle. His ability to disrupt your plays from the center, but let's give Conrad Winkler. Young Conrad's had a great game tonight. He's been doing a good job against Cody. We haven't mentioned Cody's name much on some tackles and being very dominant, but he's doing a great job of sealing him off.
3rd and 8, big third down here for Garces. Anspaugh looks, throws one out, has a man open, and it's just off target, underthrown. And frankly, Zach Vasquez probably thought he should have picked it off, but Anspaugh underthrew it enough to where it wasn't intercepted.
Well, I'll tell you, Zach Vasquez was real lucky that that ball was not thrown out to where it would have landed about the 2-yard line, because if so, someone was in speed, would have caught it right in line. It would have been 7 for the Rams.
Sumlin, a tri-sport athlete, football, basketball, track, just throw it up there, let him get it, but it didn't happen. Now the Rams will have to punt.
And we've had some good returns tonight. We still haven't got his name, but we might have the liberty in the future. If any parents, anybody knows him, please let us know who he is.
Hey, look at this. He catches it on the 1-yard line, a dangerous, dangerous play, and he's brought down at about the 2-yard line, 3-yard line. Or did he get out of there enough?
I don't think he got out enough. And it might be this situation, probably don't want his name called, but that situation right there, you got to know where you're at in the field. If that ball's rolling like that, they go straight out of bounds, and straight in the end zone, and you'll have a touchback and you get the ball on 20. Instead, they're going 95 yards. Now, they did good last time they were this deep, as they went all the way and scored right before the game. But Liberty Patriots are coming out again. Let's see what their offense can do. This is where Dylan Meadows' advance is very tough, because his ability to run and pass is causing problems. He's able to keep drives alive with his feet by getting those crucial first downs. As they go 1st and 10, looking about from the 6-yard line, Dylan Meadows hands off. And great pursuit right there by the by the Garces Ram defense.
Well, I found out who number 8 is. He is a JV player, and that's Cody Renz. Cody Renz, a sophomore, is number 8 for the junior varsity team from Liberty. He's now playing up at the varsity level, and he's in a pretty responsible, important position to be playing varsity tonight.
Well, they had a loss of about, looked like 3 or 4 on that one, but great play by Tanner Lair again. He's having a great game.
Tanner Lair. Oh, what a strong, strong run out there by number 22, Moyer. And that's what the doctor ordered right there. Give him some room, give him a little space, and Moyer's the guy to do it. What a load Moyer is at 5'10", 180. He's a junior.
Yeah, he is. And, Vance, the thing right there, one thing that Garces defense has not been able to do is just really string those back-to-back plays. He had a big play, tackle for loss right there. He had another chance for a tackle for loss, and instead it ends up being about a 6-yard gain. So now you're third and manageable, 3rd and 6. So now Dylan Meadows can kill you with his legs or his arm.
Don't expect him to pass. I don't know if Garces does either. He doesn't. Meadows wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. This time goes nowhere. Matt Sumlin, one of the players in there to help out the general, Grant Campbell. And they hold him. Liberty will punt.
And that's what you say. That's what the doctor ordered. That's exactly what Garces ordered. Now you send Jalen Sykes back, and hopefully you can get a return for him where he can make some plays and make a guy miss out there.
Sykes backs up to the Liberty 40-yard line. He's joined by William Billy, and this is going to bounce up high. He grabs it. Look out. He's going to try to get outside. What a great play out there. Just an incredibly smart play out there by Mason Otten. We mentioned the Otten family, and Mason just went right up there and did the work quickly.
And that's what your gunner, just what you want your gunner to do, is you want him to be able to get down there and make a play.
Man,
that's a great job.
That conceivably could have been as far up as the 40-45-yard line. Now it starts on the 46-yard line of the Garces side of the football. Garces looking to get something going here. Anspaugh hands the ball to the left side, and this is Puente. Picks up maybe 1 or 2 yards. Brian, week four, we went over for the first time the Bright House crew had been over to Frontier High School, that great sound system, the great lights. How about that great football team of Frontier?
Yeah, that's the first time we got to really see how powerful they were. And the question was, were they really for real? We found out last week in week 9 that they are for real, and they're no dogfight right now tonight.
Anspaugh on a keeper, gets wrapped up. Flag on the play, and it was a long, long ways away from where the action was. It was real close to us on this side of the football field, so the football was being run way out to the west side of the field, and the flag was thrown all the way back over here on the east side of the field. We'll see what happens. Well, a nice job again by the Liberty defense. It's kind of a broken record. Can't go outside on them.
It looked like it was something against Liberty I couldn't see from our vantage point. But like I said, great job of stringing it out.
The coaching staff over here by Liberty, on the Liberty side, standing right next to the official who made that call. So they don't understand what it is. Boy, it's a big one. Ooh.
Yeah, that's 15 yards, whatever it was. I couldn't see what the referee signaled, and still couldn't see it. Just missed it again. So now can Garces be opportunistic and get something going? They had a few plays where they had some success. Can they just get a couple big plays and maybe put 7 on the board?
7 minutes left here in the third quarter. Anspaugh looks. Anspaugh wants to go to Sumlin. Overthrows him. Bad pass. Intercepted.
Yeah, they had what they wanted. They had the one-on-one, and Sumlin was going in the break on the outside, but the ball was overthrown. And you see right there. Yeah, you don't get an easier pick like this in your secondary play, but we'll see the ball come out. It was way behind, and he was open on the sideline. That's Vasquez right there making the play. So great job by Vasquez of thwarting that Garces Ram drive. But that ball needed to be to the sideline. Once you saw the relationship of the receiver and the defensive back, that ball should have been over there about the 20-yard line. Let your receiver roll off to it or hit him in stride, but that ball was just misplaced right there by Anspaugh.
A worst-case scenario could be that it just goes out of bounds, incomplete. But there, now it's picked off. And in one quick play, Liberty has the football back. And let's see if they can touch in us momentum, and a big hit by Eugene Shin. But not until Liberty picks up about 4 or 5 yards on that. So the Garces defense been on this football field a long time tonight, Brian. We're 6.5 left in the third quarter, but they've had a lot of time on this grass.
And they're doing a great job.
Boom.
Right there he is again. That's
Tanner Lair.
I mean, and he gets help right there with assistance from Eugene Shin. So great job right there by the Garces defense. Can they hold again?
Are you kidding me, Tanner Lair? Cut right up the middle with a nice run by Moyer. Moyer picks up the first down, or very close to it.
I'll tell you, Vince, we're watching a young kid, Tanner Lair, make his mark tonight and showing against one of the top teams in the city right here. And he's having a great game. I mean, he's almost in all the tackles in the backfield. And, you know, they're going to move the chains again. But great job again by Liberty. You know, give Coach Camps and his staff some credit. They've done a great job of not putting back-to-back series on offense. You see right there, Moyer picks up the first down. If they have a short series once, they come back and they have a sustained drive and they get moved. If they don't score, they get the ball moving.
They go to the left side, and Liberty carry. I think it's another junior varsity player playing up on varsity. Don't have his name. But he slips. Fortunately for the Garces defense, he already picked up 4 yards before he slipped. That'll bring up a 2nd and 6, 5.5 left here in the regular season finale, week 10 of high school football game of the week. I'm Vance Palm. I've got Brian Adams next to me. The captain up top, enjoying the view and the chilly breeze. What a quintessential autumn Friday night football game. It just doesn't get any better than this. Meadows in the shotgun, hands off to Galink, and he gets maybe 3 or 4 yards, and that'll bring up a big, big third down for this Garces defense right here with 5 left in the third.
And I think Coach Camps is going to be going to their territory right now. His defense hasn't given up anything. They're pitching a shutout. You know, he has 2 downs to get the first. I think you're going to see if they don't get it on this play, they'll definitely go for it on 4th. I keep calling Coach Camps. I'm sorry, but Coach Mills, I'm so sorry. I've been doing it all night long. Vance just collecting me right now. Great job.
3rd and 3. Oh, they get everybody. So Coach Mills tells young Meadows, hey, just get him to go. Just get him to jump. Let's get this first down the easy way. And they do. First down, Liberty. Man, oh, man, oh, man. Hey, get him any way you can get him, right?
They've got him every single way tonight, and the drive continues.
Speaking of the drive, for those of you that maybe just get into your television sets, there was about 96 or 97 seconds left in the first half. Liberty up by a touchdown only, and they moved down the field with just a perfectly, and I say perfectly, executed 2-minute drive that put them in the end zone to make it a 14-0 football game. Now Meadows, and there's going to be a flag on this. I think there might have been some motion. Yeah, I think the left side of the line A little excited there to take off and do some blocking on that.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right there. They got some momentum going. They're trying to really steamroll them. You're going to see right here just a little bit of movement on that right side. It's real close, though.
Very few penalties in this football game.
Well, the game's moved pretty fast, since the last Garces game we did. And here they come out right now, 1st and 15. Meadows is surveying the field. He puts his foot up. Link goes in motion, goes back, hands the ball off. And again, we don't have that jersey number on number 28, but he pounds it up and gets it close to the original first down marker.
Last regular season game before the playoffs, coaches moving JV players up. We know that one is Renz. Don't have a name for number 28. Maybe we'll get it when he comes off the sidelines. Just read it on the back of his shoulders. This game moving along rather briskly. Only 3 minutes left in the third quarter. This thing has moved. Second and 12. Meadows on a keeper. Hit hard by Sykes. And Villewald. But he picks up at least half of that.
Meadows does a great job of just cutting the ball upfield rather than a bail right there. And then he seems like he always hits that positive yardage. He gets hit and he still barrels through, but good hit right there by the secondary, bringing about 3rd and 6. And last time we saw Garces advance, we were almost there till midnight.
Wow. As Brian and I kind of go down memory lane tonight over the 9 games, the 9 weeks we've called. We'll get to that game in a few minutes. East Garces. That carried over almost into 2010. Meadows floats one across the middle. Oh, my goodness. The ball was deflected, and it landed right in the hands of Jalen Sykes, and he stares up into the starlights and says, my, oh, my. My, oh, my. Watch this play, Brian.
Yes, sir. You're going to see right here. They're passing the ball right there, 3rd down. Good pressure up the corner. It's overthrown, and Jalen Sykes tries to catch it one hand, and then 2 hands, and it just wasn't enough.
Ooh, would that have been a big turnover. Now Meadows, as you know, is the punter. Takes a look, punts it up. This probably will go into the end zone, and it does. So it'll be 1st and 10. Garces will take over on their own 20-yard line. Week 6, Brian. Week 6. Let's see if we remember where we were. Week 6, we were, no, let's go to week 5. Week 5 went back out to Centennial High School. The BHS Drillers came over. Our only BHS game we've done this year. We'll probably do some more. But Cody Kessler hurt in the first quarter. Young Richie came in and did a good job, but BHS too much for him.
Yeah, the defense was too solid that night, and then the offense got clicking at the end and put up some points as the Drillers rolled. And again, you think about it, they've only had the loss with Liberty and the loss to Buchanan. That's been it for them, and they've done a great job. And their situation, if Garces won tonight, they would have a tie for that first place championship at the SEYL.
Their quarterback Brian Burrell could be one of the great ones next season. I saw the Driller football team at the Veterans Day parade the other day. Said hi to all of them and Coach Gola. $1.50 left in the third. 2nd and 7. Anspaugh throws it out to Sykes. Sykes can't hang on to it. Nice pass. Just couldn't hang on to it. Phillip got it right in there that time.
They did. I mean, and unfortunately for Garces tonight, they've had some miscues. When the passes have been there, the receivers have kind of dropped it. And then when the receivers have been open, Anspaugh hasn't been able to be on point like he was against East High. But right there, good throw, just trying to run before you catch it. You got to secure the ball first and then get upfield. But it's also good coverage right there, so it wasn't like it's going to be much room to play.
Yeah, Carroll Cameron's all over him.
Yes. Great job right there by Mr. Cameron.
3rd and 7. $1.50 left in this third quarter. This game has flown by. Anspaugh has some good time. Now he's flushed out of the pocket, and he's going to have to go down. And he goes down at the line of scrimmage, so it'll bring up a 4th and 7. Garces stalled on another drive.
You know, we haven't mentioned his name much, but Cody Temple made a play right there. His ability to change direction, just run Anspaugh down and tackle him at the legs with help from another player. You'll see right here, you see Coach Temple getting upfield. They're doing a great job of getting him over there. He's really being contained. Look at the acceleration down the line as he converges to help out on the play with Taylor Raper.
Perfect snap. Nice long punt out there by Kevin Jones. Taken, though, at the 41-yard line, but he goes down quickly. Does Wren. So it'll be 1st and 10 Liberty. What about week 6? Week 6 was an interesting game, Brian. We went back out to Frontier. We'd been there a couple weeks before, but we went back out to Frontier. All of these cats went with us, Tony and Carlos. A little bit too much time on their hands tonight. But we went out to Frontier where the Ridgeview Wolfpack, who had really been making waves early with Coach Manning, it was kind of a game where both teams were going to see really who was for real in that one.
Well, and Frontier showed their dominance in that game. It was a good first half, and then Frontier just put their will on them, and they've done it all year long except for one game.
Meadows likes to go to his right and throw across the body. This time he's keeping. Meadows takes a hard hit from Sam Layton, and he and Layton meet at the 40-yard line.
You know what I like about Dylan is his patience when he rolls out. He does a good job of making sure a guy's open before he throws. If he's not open, he uses his legs, which might be his biggest weapon. But again, watch him come out. He gets nice, good depth. He rolls out. He has his shoulders turned so he's able to throw, even though he's going to his weak side. And right there does a good job. Now he's going to deliver the punishment to the secondary player as he picks up another first down for the Patriots.
Well, he's predominantly a run quarterback, so he's not a throw pass happy guy anyway. So it's not as if he's going to be risky when he puts the ball in the air. Should be the last play of the third quarter. We'll see. Meadows now goes to a strong side, tosses one out. That's going to be incomplete, so we'll get one more play left here in the third quarter. 14-0 to score. It's been a very well-played football game on both sides of the football. A couple of costly mistakes by Garces and a well-executed 2-minute drive at the end of the first half has Liberty up by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great 2-minute drive. I think, in the 12 years being here, I've not seen anybody execute it that way, so that was by far the best one Coach Mills and his staff did.
The only other 2-minute drill I thought was run pretty well was by the name of a quarterback by the name of Ryan Matthews. 2-minute drill just basically was him running.
Well, that works too.
Meadows goes down, and that will be the last play of the third quarter. 14-0 the score. Brian and I will be back with the fourth quarter of High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by Audiovisual Plus and Premier Equipment Rentals. Back in a moment.
Got a job to do? Premier Equipment Rentals is your answer. Residential or industrial, we've got exactly what you need to get the job done. Whether it's a drill, trencher, bobcat, backhoe, or excavator, you can always count on Premier Equipment Rentals. And with our new extended hours, we're available when you need us. Check us out at 3217 Patton Way and 5001 Stein Road, or give us a call to find out more. Don't forget to ask about our weekend specials. Make your next project a breeze with Premier Equipment Rental.
Welcome back, everybody. Vance Palm alongside Brian Adams. Week 10 High School Football Game of the Week, the regular season finale at Garces High School, and Dylan Meadows starts off the fourth quarter with the reoccurring theme of mastering his offense right now.
Well, he did another good job of getting the players from Liberty to jump. You see those young kids are excited to be at the game, and that's what it is when you're young. You go there and play football on your own. You have the best game in town. But Dylan Mills did a great job of barking out there and getting the guys to jump, and he put himself in third and short. Again, now he's a dual-threat guy. They can run the ball. Like I said, they're driving well, so you got to figure if they don't get it, they're still going to go for it on fourth down.
3rd and 3. If this play gets the clock going, it'll be the first play of the fourth quarter, and they do. Meadows goes to his strong side, has a ton of room. He should be running, and he does. Could get more. Meadows looks upfield, cuts back. Now he gets down to the 10-yard line. Dylan Meadows.
Yeah, they're just not getting contained on that Garces side when he's rolling out. You can see right here, like you said, Vance, he had plenty of room to go. As right there, he's going to be running around. Ian is blocked right there. And Meadows does a great job again of picking up another big run. So I would think Meadows has to be coming up close to 100 yards rushing tonight, Vance.
Well, we have an injured player down on the grass right now, and the player is from Garces. And look at our cameraman, Carlos Anguiano.
Carlos.
This is by far the most physically active our cameraman Carlo has been in quite some time. Hi, Carlos. Carlos Anguiano. I will tell you this. Tonight, our cameramen have seemed to have a lot of free time. Why is it they're not getting us hot chocolate, coffee, sandwiches? You guys are roaming around quite a bit. Why don't you grab us a sandwich or something? That's the main man, Carlos Anguiano. Soon he will be courtside for the Cal State Roadrunner basketball game next Tuesday night. Our director, Zachary Flores, will join Bo Redstone and myself, and Carlos will be dodging basketballs and flying basketball players. 1st and 10. The handoff goes to who else? Carson Moyer. Now they're going to go to their money man, Brian.
I think at time, Vance, it was Jones carrying the ball. Like I said, I think DJ, like I said, was a transfer player from over Garces last year at Liberty. So, like I said, it's probably a big game for him to have if he get punch it in and get a chance to score. I think
you want to use all my sports section to dry up your coffee?
I'm going to have to.
Man,
I fumbled. I'm surprised you didn't yell out fumble when I knocked it over.
Well, we'll use the Jordan Burris part right here to soak up your last bit of coffee.
Well, he covers me a lot anyway, so he's all right.
2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. What a nice pass play out there. And Tyler Gelling gets a touchdown, and now it's Liberty by 20. Uh-oh.
Well, Vance, that was a great job right there. You know, once you get that running game going, you can just spread out. You fake the run, spread it out, way to hit the little swing pass to your back and easy. Good block by the receiver downfield on the defensive back. And Gelink goes in the score.
Well, Carroll Cameron will come on to attempt the point after. And if this goes through, it'll be 21-0. Perfect snap, nice hold, and what a kick.
He's got it going now.
21-0 the score. Liberty now up by 3 touchdowns. It's been a very, very fun season, this 2009 football season. We've covered a lot of really, really great games. Some have been blowouts, some have been close, some have been entertaining, and some have been just fierce defensive battles. As Brian and I kind of taken a stroll through the season.
Now, I know you thought I was going to let you off the hook earlier in the game. We talked about what defense. You know, I said Frontier. Who's your pick between the two? If you weren't listening earlier, we were talking about Liberty and Frontier having the best 2 defenses in town. Which one was better? And I took Frontier. So now we'll see what Vance, because he rarely goes on the limb on this. So let's see how far he goes out. He stays pretty much to the trunk of the tree.
Well, I will tell you this. I've been saying it for the last couple of weeks that Frontier has, I think, the best defense in the area. And tonight, before the game, I was talking to some fans of the high school football game of the week, and you know, they had talked about tonight's game, and I said, well, Garces is going against the second best defense in the city. And they said, oh, yeah, who's first? And I said, well, in my opinion, I think Frontier is. Now, of course, that's going to get everybody upset at Liberty. But, you know, the tail of the tape will be, you know, over the next couple of weeks when Zach Ewing and everybody at the California and everybody starts to put together their stats and their numbers and see who's allowed the least amount of yardage. And I think it'll be very close between Frontier and Liberty, but I will go out on a limb and say I think it's Frontier. Let's see, another fake handoff. Puente's going to keep it again. Nice job by this Liberty defense of just staying in and wrapping up and hitting hard. Maybe they're listening to me saying, hey, Vance, we don't dig what you're saying.
You know, the one thing that's hard to do when you start comparing numbers is you're not playing the same teams.
Sure.
You know, so when it's always difficult to just go by raw numbers. You know, but I mean, one of the things I said is Liberty, for one thing they do at Liberty High School, you know, no matter who the coach has been, is play defense, and there's no shortage of defense this season as well.
Well, let's just say they're neck and neck.
You can't go wrong with either one. Any
Right.
coaching staff in town like to have either of these defenses.
Ansball's going to have to go to the air. Ansball, a lot of time. Well protected and almost picked off out there by Brady Burke. Oh, boy, should have been.
You know, this is a time where you start getting dangerous because you got to score, so you want to start throwing the ball. You know, and one thing that people have to realize, too, is it's very difficult, you know, to just all of a sudden change your flow
Sure.
of your game and say start throwing. You know, it's not like a college game or a program when you work on these things so much. You have so much time in practice. Predominantly run teams are going to practice more running than passing. So now you're trying to go to what's not your strength, you know, what's your secondary strength. And, you know, your timing gets off, especially with throwing that ball. The timing is so important.
Nice little screenplay right here. Could do some good for the Rams. Ansball in trouble. Thrown down at about the 7-yard line. So right now, you know, if we're going to throw a cliche out there, let's do it. The Liberty defense smelling blood in the water.
Yeah, and right there, Cody Temple, he just pushed through bull rush. Good coverage down back in the backfield. Remember, right now, they have the luxury of rushing with 4 guys and letting your 7 guys cover. It's going to be hard to find people to pass to. And so if they're covered with that much time to rush, these guys are going to start making sacks and making plays.
Well, Joe Bell and Puente about as far out as you can get, and they go right up the middle. They go to the money man, the general, Grant Campbell. And as tough a guy there is, Campbell carries 5 Liberty players with him and gets thrown down at about the 16, 17-yard line.
Well, he got the ball back to the original line of scrimmage, so it's going to be 4th down. And I got to imagine they're going to punt this one. I can't see them going for it that deep with 10 minutes left, but maybe so.
No, they send the punt team in. Grant Campbell's cousin Blake Campbell, injured 3 or 4 weeks ago, broke his collarbone in the first quarter, stayed in the entire second quarter, threw a touchdown pass until halftime. They figured out, hey, you got a broken collarbone, my man.
Yeah, that's, you know, the pain of that and then him to play through that, you know, that's why you give him the name Tough Guy, because you got to be tough to play through that.
Oh, nice punt. Taken at the 40-yard line. Here's Renz. Renz looking to get outside. Renz gets some nice blocking. Renz still on his feet, hasn't given up yet. That's a nice run, and Renz gets to the 40-yard line. One of the junior varsity players really getting some good minutes right now.
Well, I'll tell you this, he's been very impressive as a return man. You know, right now he gets another big run. Does a good job of actually getting in the hole, following his blockers, and then he accelerates and runs through a tackle right there and picks up big. And who's on the tackle? There's Campbell. On the tackle, he does it all for him. Another player down.
We saw at the very end of that play, Cody Wong, who you're looking at there, he took a stinger right in the thigh. I don't know if he's up. He took one right in that left thigh. He just took a knee in there, and ooh, boy. Brian, you played a lot of years in football. You got a little bit of padding there, but not a lot.
You know, in high school, they make you wear stuff. When you go to college and pros, they don't have to wear anything. But college, you get about the size of this styrofoam cup. That's about how small you make it, just so they can check it.
Yep.
So you get those deep thigh bruises.
1st and 10 Liberty in complete control. Handoff goes to Moyer.
You know, Vance, and this is where the defense we talked about, they start getting worn out. I mean, it's very difficult in your defense, and these guys play both ways, quite a few of them. It's very difficult in your defense to keep standing there after you're going 3 and out. You don't get much rest when the offense is out there. But so far, the defense, you know, even though it's 21-0, you have to give them credit. They've done a great job so far tonight.
Under 9 minutes left in the football game. 2nd and 5, Meadows. On a keeper, flicks it out to the right side. And it's another nice catch out there by Gellink, and he gets another 1st down. 1st down Liberty.
And that's the same play they ran really when they scored the touchdown, just flare him out there in the swing pass, and they hit him on the run, and he does a great job of catching the ball and getting upfield. And again, the receivers are downfield doing a great job blocking. So anytime the receivers are blocking down there, you're going to have big runs or catching runs.
8.5 left. Moyer standing right next to Meadows. Meadows drops back, feeling very comfortable going to the air right now. Can't get outside, though. He's chased outside, ran out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. Nice run by Dylan Meadows.
You know, in that time they had a spy on him, so they had a linebacker, Campbell, looking for him, come out of the backfield, and Meadows did a great job picking up the first down. He had must have picked up about 4 or 5 yards, but that's a better adjustment to dealing with Dylan Meadows. And I think, you know, if you're watching film and you're going to be one of these teams playing in the playoffs, you're definitely going to try to do something like that because he's making a living out there running that ball.
Dylan Meadows easily surpassed 100 yards on the ground tonight. First and 10 from the 12. Flicks it out again. This one is thrown out of reach for Gelink. He can't get his hands on that. We don't know where we'll be next week. It's playoff football now, so there's no use going to the website and voting where we go. We will find out next week, and hopefully we'll post it on the website, mybrighthouse.com, and you can check it out and say, hey, that's where they're going. That's where I want to be. Should be some pretty decent matchups in the first week of playoff football, and then as we get into the second week, it'll start getting really interesting. Third week, of course, that's the business. Meadows loses his balance for a second and goes down about the 8-yard line. Not the prettiest of plays, but they're in striking distance. Again, Bakersfield On Demand, how can you miss? How can you miss? Condors hockey, Cal State basketball is going to start next week. A day in the life of, I like to watch a day in the life of Brian Adams. On a Tank Full, Damage TV, Spanish On Demand, You On Demand.
You'll hear a lot of, she touched me, he did this, leave me alone. Everybody be quiet.
Brian and I's weekly Friday pregame phone call today consisted of, you better not put that color crayon on my wall. That was great, man.
He's known to do a little.
Kern County, if you could have heard that today, this afternoon, Brian and I on the phone doing our Friday afternoon chat. Well, we got Meadows, we got Grant Campbell, we got this. Hey, put that down. Don't. Hey, that crayon better not touch that wall.
He thinks he's a muralist, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, well, he's an artist.
He didn't get it from me. I can tell you that much.
Well, the ball gets marched back. Here's a 3rd and 12, so Garces hanging in there in the trenches.
Let's see what Garces can do. Can they force a field goal?
Gelling right next to Meadows. Quick drop back, lobs it out there. I know Brian likes this. Oh, my goodness, touchdown.
And Nick Sikowski read it right. He just mistimed his jump, and it barely went over his hand, but that was give the throw a lot of credit right there into that back corner. That's the spot, but Nick Sikowski, he read it right. He just couldn't make the play.
Well, how tough is that for Sikowski to deal with? He had it picked off.
I mean, you're going to watch right here as the ball's up. Sikowski, you can't see. He's already reading. He knows he has it. He just jumped a tad bit early, and the ball barely goes over his hand. You know, that's one of those ones, if Nick gets it, he might be able to go the other way, other way big time, but he just barely missed it, missed time to jump, had it played perfectly, but it ended up being a touchdown for Liberty.
Touchdown, Liberty. Bo Hashem pulls it in, and just one of those deals where you jump too early and you're watching it painfully, slowly slip past your fingers, and you can't do anything about it.
You know, Vance, you play basketball, that ball goes right by you, and it feels like it's in slow motion. And it's going fast, but it just feels like it's in slow motion. You can just see it going, and you just know you can't get to it.
In both sports, whether it's football and basketball, if it goes past you and it goes over you and somebody behind you catches it, somebody's scoring.
Yes, sir.
And you know it, and you feel it, and you're like, oh, my God. So Sikowski had the pick, missed time to jump, touchdown Liberty, and now it's 28-0, and for all intents and purposes, this baby's over. But let's see if Garces comes out and gives Coach David Finucci in his last regular season home game here at Sam Tobias Field, something to remember here in this last 7-17.
I think that's the thing, too. You know, you want the kids to keep playing hard. You know, you don't want them to start checking in and saying, okay, well, we got 7 minutes left. They got playoffs. You want to get yourself ready for the next week. You're going to come back next week. Anything can happen. You know, one thing that one of the Garces kids reminds me when I work with him in basketball is I tease him about he didn't win a league title, but he always said, we won the section. That's all that counts. So if they win the section, it'll be a moot point about the league. championship.
That's if with a capital I, right?
Yes. Young Randall Jackson doesn't understand that yet. but
RJ. Too bad his dad wasn't a very tough basketball player.
Isn't that too bad?
Man.
You ever play pickup with him out there in the school and he knocks you down?
I was one of his better friends and was dealt bruises. All right. Machado on his third kickoff reception tonight. Machado's seen a lot of action as a return man as they've just hit those line drives at him all night long. 7 minutes and 10 seconds left here in this football game. Liberty leads by 4 touchdowns. Very, very good football game for about 2.5 quarters, but Liberty started to stamp their name on this league title here.
Well, the one thing is they hung their hat on the defense. And like I said, they count the defense to get the ball, make the stops, and don't give up anything big, and then let the offense grind you out, and they'll make plays sooner or later. And I think Coach Mills' team is poised to make a good run because they have the things you need as defense. Now they're getting some special teams play with a good punt return from the JV player who moved up. So, sky's the limit for them when they start next week.
Well, Brian, you remember early in the season, we had them week 2, and they didn't look very crisp on offense. Centennial pulled out that win. And, next thing you know, you've got Coach Mills on camera telling everybody, hey, we didn't look that great, but Dylan Meadows is our guy. That's the guy we're sticking with. That's the guy we're going with. He's going to take us to the next level, and he's done so as we see Anspaugh get thrown for a tough loss, and he's brought down out there by Justin Hart.
And the thing about Advance is they believed in what they were doing. They made some adjustments in offense to help him out, to give him more success and give him some space to do some things. And again, they've to me had the biggest 180 of the season. Didn't look like it was a solid team, and now they're the best team. They can say in the city as they are now going to win a SCYL title outright. They went undefeated in the league. So, hats off to Coach Mills and his staff, and they've done a great job. And like you said, they believed in Young Meadows, and that's what's important.
Timeout on the field. Coach Fanucchi's called a timeout. I think he wants to kind of get on his players here and say, guys, I want a crisp finish to this football game. I want you to execute and do everything you need to do. Okay, Brian, as we tiptoe through the tulips in our time travel, how about a few weeks ago, week 7? Week 7, we were up at East High School, Ray Perminter Field, East High School, 71st homecoming. They'd come into the game 3-0 with a league record. Their Blades quarterback, Joe Pearson, top QB in rankings. Garces came into the game with their quarterback, Blake Campbell, out. Something had to give. The stage was set with a plot for 2 very different teams.
Yeah, and they've gone in 2 directions ever since. Garces really rolled in that game. That's when Jalen Sykes, who we called 50, so he was hitting every time he had a touchdown run, it was 50-plus yards.
Man.
And Anspaugh threw some good balls that night, threw a couple touchdown passes. And, Joe Pearson still threw for over 300-something yards in that game. So it was an interesting game. It was the longest game I think I've ever done in my Bright House career.
67-41 was the score.
And the most points I've ever seen in one game.
108 points in about a 4-hour game, week 7. Ay. Anspaugh throws one out, just underthrows his intended receiver. Late flag, way away from the play. Way away from the play.
They're going to call a lineman downfield right there.
Okay. 5:51, going back to that week 7 game.
Yes, and that's what it was. It was an eligible man downfield.
One of those games where you had coaches kind of frustrated with themselves and with their team, and had Jalen Sykes racked up 4 touchdowns, ran for over 300 yards. The General had a couple of TDs. What a game, a 67-41 event up at East High School. A 57-minute third quarter. Remember that?
Yes, sir, I sure do.
How do you forget it, right? The Rams are going to have to punt again. They put it up, a nice long punt, and this is going to be fumbled! But it's recovered out there by Liberty. And Daniel Kinder.
And that was a great job by Zach Puente, the gunner right there. Once he saw the ball was going to go through his hands, he does a good job of separating the return man so he can't pick it up. But unfortunately for the Garces Rams, there's nobody else down there to cover to jump on that ball.
So Liberty would be 1st and 10. The AP Awards, the Adams Palm Awards, which we kind of started implementing a few years ago. Very prestigious awards. They ring through the halls of ceremonies throughout the county high schools. The Adams Palm Award. We'll get to those in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think the one position we're going to have a hard time is quarterback. I think that's been the best position of competition with seeing somebody good every week, and that's been the quarterback play.
There's one of them right there, Dylan Meadows, with a very tough 12, 13, 14-yard run. And all different types of quarterbacks this year.
Yes.
Running quarterbacks, drop-back passing quarterbacks.
Dual quarterbacks.
Gunslinger quarterbacks in Pearson. Time management quarterbacks. You know, it sounds not too exciting, but, you know, if you've got a young quarterback that's got a lot of poise and a lot of savvy and can run his offense really well, that is a very valuable asset.
Oh, yes, sir.
Just over 5 minutes left in this football game. Week 10, final regular season game of the season on Bright House Networks. Pleasure to have you with us. Meadows, we think will keep this on the ground. He's on a keeper now. Wow, he has a lot of carries. You know, we don't keep stats ourselves. We just try to get this game called out to you as best we can. We don't keep stats ourselves, but man, has he carried the ball a lot tonight.
Yeah, he has. You know, one thing, he's made good decisions. He's known when to let it go and when to keep it. And like I said, I'm impressed with his decision-making tonight and his growth since we've seen it in week 2.
Why doesn't Super Sammy Bowman keep stats? What is he doing in that truck?
Boy, Sammy, he's all under the bus tonight, isn't he?
I got it, man. I'm on him tonight. I'm on him tonight. Samsonite, you're in trouble. And off goes DJ Jones. Jones. Fumble! And it's picked up! Jalen Sykes. Touchdown, Garces. Touchdown, Garces.
Well, that's his second fumble return for a touchdown this year.
You're right. And another 50-yarder.
Yep.
Wow.
He just doesn't like him.
Right, don't
he doesn't
move up
like
here.
him short.
Don't move up here on this scissor lift. Man, oh, man. I mean, we've got nicknames for Jalen, but we might have to start calling him 50. You're right, man. Look at this.
I mean, this one, he just, there it is. Pick it up.
See you later. Touchdown, Garces. So they get on the scoreboard here, and how appropriate, Fitty gets it. Fanucci for the PAT, the sure-handed Anthony Buck to hold. Perfect snap, nice place, and it's no good. Just to the right, and I mean just to the right.
Well, they needed that play a little bit earlier, and maybe could have changed some momentum, but right there, Garces Rams put some points on the board, probably do a little onside kick, try to get the ball back right here, and, you know, crazier things have happened in those sports, fans.
Well, it'd have to be awfully crazy with this Liberty defense, who is now has me teeter-tottering. I mean, they're just so good. They're just so good. I mean, and they, you know, they have such a history and, you know, such a name for themselves in defense that it's almost expected that sometimes we just take it for granted. They're just so good on defense.
There's old
Goodness gracious, what in the world was that?
There's Super Sammy.
All right, so here's Super. You know, a lot of people don't know. Well, there's Johnny Depp. I mean, you know, okay, hold on right there.
Stop,
right
stop,
there.
go back to Sammy.
See, there's Super Sammy Bowman. Now, and listen, when Sammy started this deal.
Those are tire tracks. He's been under the bus.
Listen, when Super Sammy started this deal, he, you know, the guy looked like, I don't know, he looked like he just came from a punk rock concert. Now, all of a sudden, he's trimmed up, he's got his hair, he's nice, he's looking good, everything. Doesn't go get his coffee, hot chocolates, nothing. He's completely big-time this. The gentleman that was blowing kisses, well, that's the Godfather, Zach Flores, of course. And up on the scissor lift with us tonight is the incomparable musician himself, Kevin Pierre Willie, with his nice French. Pierre, hold that shot, Pierre. All right, there it is, the onside. Trouble! Fumble! Scooped up.
Oh, man. Too much. That was Austin Davis recovering that onside kick. Well, maybe if the defense get another fumble and score again, that might be the best way to score is scoring the offense.
4:17 left in this football game. Liberty really has taken control of this deal with a fumble recovery and run in right now by Sykes. Other than that, just keeps it at a 28-6 game. Now Liberty will step up and take control of the offense again. Meadows has carried the ball more than anybody tonight by far. He's in the shotgun. He takes it, and this time he'll hand the ball off right up the middle, and that's to the Liberty tough guy, Carson Moyer, another junior. Exciting year next year. Some great players coming back to watch.
And it just seems like, they're doing a good job. And then you see Life Interrupted. That's a great program where they go out to high schools and show the kids about what the causes, what can happen when you're drinking alcohol and driving, the dangers that are out there, and the tragic things that happen with fatalities in drinking and driving vans.
The award-winning Life Interrupted. 3:44 left in this football game. Meadows.
And that was Officer Wells down there. He had to make sure I mention him on that.
Got it, buddy. Meadows goes to his right. Decides to throw it up, and a tough shot in the back he takes. And that was Jacob Frost, who was left hanging up there. Watch this hit. Pow. Brian, week 8. Week 8. 2 weeks ago, what I thought was one of the better games we had all season long was the Foothill Trojans up at Scotland Yard for Highland High School senior night. And two very good football teams that just have had a hard time putting together a winning season. But Foothill and Highland, we'll talk about that in just a moment. 3rd and 9. Meadows going to have to put the ball in the air. Throws it across the middle. It's complete out there. Still on his feet. That's going to be a touchdown. Tyler Gelling. You could almost see that happen. And the timing of it was just such that he slipped by everybody.
He has some of the better balance. I've seen some players this year. He's a hard kid to tackle. He has great balance. You tackle him high, he spins, great catch. And right there, he's going to come right across the middle. Nice throw right over the linebackers, and just Sykes can't make the tackle right there. He does a great job of spinning and good balance, and an easy cakewalk into the end zone.
Touchdown Liberty, 34-6 now. And as the breeze starts to stiffen and get awfully, awfully chilly up here, it's a beautiful, beautiful look at the Garces training facility. Now, don't adjust your sets, everybody. Don't adjust your sets. That's Carlos Anguiano and his sidekick Demetrio from Telemundo. Man, what a shot. Halloween was a couple weeks ago, my man. On the far scissor lift, way down there in no man's land, on the Premier Equipment Rentals scissor lift. Well, that's not our cameraman. There he is, way down on the south side of the parking lot. That's Reynaldo, everybody. And Ray Flores has been with us a long time as well.
Yeah, I think Ray and Zach, they were when I started. They're old timers.
Ray is just celebrating his 54th birthday, so we say happy birthday to Ray. Been around a long time, buddy. Happy birthday.
I'm not going to say that, Ray, because I know your mom, so I'm not going to have her on me.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So I'm in trouble?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Don't worry, I'm joining you tonight.
Okay. Yeah, the Mills family's going to want to have a word with you. Coach Mills' wife's just probably saying, hey, Tony, how long you known Brian? Long, long time.
Yeah, I apologize, Tony. I was out in left field on that one. That was a fumble interception. That was all of it.
And coming from the driller / Bruin. By the way, we haven't chatted Bruins, but maybe we won't tonight. 3:16 left. Are you kidding me? Machado finally let this one go. He goes, man, I've carried the ball. This time they do go for the pitch, but no fooling this Liberty defense. Sykes hammered at about the 23-yard line, 23-yard line.
And we were talking about the Foothill Highland game, and both those teams have been decimated by injuries. And one thing we did see is young man Gibbons, who is, in my estimation, a running for an AP award because he has some great moves in the hole, did a great job running the ball, and his attitude was just is even more outstanding his play on the field.
Yeah, had over 100 yards, big carries on that. Denzel Givens. Jaime Sanchez came in as the Scott's quarterback, who ran and passed for over 200 yards. He had a great game as well, but Foothill beats Highland 21-7 in the Week 8 football game. 1st and 10 for Garces, as we'll dip below this 3-minute mark. Well, Brian, I think at this time, not knowing where we'll be in the next few weeks, not knowing what the playoff bracket's going to look like just yet, we don't know if we'll call another Garces football game with David Finucci as the head coach. With under 3 minutes left in this football game, give us ample time to talk about the job that he's done, section title, and just an all-around loved and well-respected coach, David Finucci.
You know, Vance, he's done a great job with the Garces program. He took it over from his brother John Finucci, and in that time, like you said, he's won a section title. You know, he's had a few these young men go on to play college and go back, and he's had a lot of these kids come back and work on his staff, like Tommy Barron. But you know, the thing about it is that we don't know if we're going to see him again. And you know, Dave's going to go out with dignity and play hard and try to lead the Rams as far as they can go in these playoffs.
One of my favorite guys, Coach David Finucci. Handoff around the corner, and this one's given to Heath Highfield. Heath Highfield, in his last regular season football game for the Rams here at Tobias Field, maybe get some playoff time here, but Heath Highfield is a senior, gets the carry. It's always nice.
And I think that's a cool thing for Dave to do. Here's a kid's last game, his last home game, and put the ball in his hands, because he has some juniors that are just very, very good players. So that's a great thing for Dave to do, give that kid, a young man, a chance to get the ball and have his name yelled out.
I agree. Perfect snap on the punt. Finucci with another nice long punt, and this is a beautiful 55-yarder. And I think that Liberty's just going to have to let it stop right there. What a nice punt by Finucci. Just kills it.
He's done a great job, and you see right there Coach Mills is going with the victory. And I think right now you're going to see Coach Mills, he's saying victory, going to victory formation. They're not going to play around with it, take a couple snaps, and walk out in this game.
All right, and continuing with our final walk through memory lane this year. Last week, Brian, week 9, sold out, could barely even get into Stockdale High School. I had to park 4 blocks away. The JV game was a riot itself as far as excitement, and Stockdale pulls out a 2-point win over Frontier in one of the most anticipated games I can remember in the last couple of years, and boy, did it live up to the hype. What a great football game.
Well, it had an old school feel to it. You know, it had the big crowd, packed like sardines in the game, and the kids in the field didn't let down. They had some great plays, big plays, back and forth. One team had like they had in control, another team gets into control. We think it's over, and Frontier comes back. But what a great job! And you see the biggest game of the year, and you see right now the Liberty kids.
They're dumping the Gatorade
for that first place win, undefeated season. So congratulations to Coach Mills and the staff, and look forward to seeing him in the playoffs as they take one more snap, and that's going to be it.
Oh, they got the coach. They got him good. They soak Coach Mills. Undefeated. They win the league. And that's going to do it as the Liberty Patriots are league champions. And you're talking about a football team that was trying to find its identity the first few weeks, and they have found it, and they have really dominated this football game. They win 35-6. Head coach David Finucci goes over and meets Coach Mills, shakes hands at the 30-yard line. 2 class acts right there. David Finucci shaking Coach Mills' hands. They're both exchanging pleasantries. Nice to see that shot right there. And Brian, your thoughts on this nice football game?
Well, you know, as a good game, both defenses played well. You know, Liberty just had more offense than Garces, and they were able to pull out the victory in the second half and really get some distance. So it was a great game, and congratulations to Coach Mills and Liberty Patriots. Coach Pat Preston over there telling Dave congratulations. He's the president, the principal at Liberty, gets a victory. And I know Coach Mills is one of the guys he picked for this job, so congratulations to the Liberty program.
Well, that wraps this up for the regular season for the 2009 year of high school football game of the week on Bright House Networks. Next week, we don't know where we're going to be yet. We'll have to find out. We'll put it on the website, and we'll go from there. Wherever it is, Brian and I will look forward to calling the game. We look forward to the playoffs. On behalf of our director, Zachary Flores, who, by the way, we hope Bernie feels better, our normal high school football director not with us tonight. Bernie, get well. We miss you. On behalf of the sub, Zach Flores, the Godfather, who will be with us Tuesday night for Cal State basketball, and all of his crew here tonight. We hope you've enjoyed it. What a beautiful night at Garces, and we'll see you next week. For everybody here, good night. God bless.
Ideas for next week's show.
Key matchups.
Hey, I like that.
Okay, notice how the pocket square and tie match up with the fuchsia socks. Okay, you don't like that one. I have another.
Sunday NFL Countdown, presented by IBM. Sundays at 11.
ESPN, serving football fans everywhere.
Your home entertainment is getting even better with Bright House Networks, TV, home phone, and high-speed internet. 3 services working together. So you get caller ID that follows you, showing up on your TV, PC, and your phone. Voicemail that you can check from home or from your computer. Even movies you can order on demand. It's even more access to instant entertainment for one low monthly price with a Combo Plus from Bright House Networks.